looked impressive, to say the least, but that really is reflective of the quality of this premier OSIM BWF World Super Series event. So for the 26-year-old Erico HIROSE, who will turn 27 a week tomorrow. Of course, All England finalist last year. This her 9th appearance at these championships. And throughout her career, has yet to win a title. A couple of finals, not only the All England final, obviously, but reached the final when she burst onto the world stage back in 2004 at the Indonesian Open. And it was an Indonesian qualifier who she beat in the first round here of this year's All England. And incidentally, in that third game, which she eventually won 21-19, she was 13-16 down, 7 straight points to go to 20-16. And closed it out in an hour and 4 minutes. So Adrianti Ferdasari, the qualifier from Indonesia, gave her a real battle. So this, the 4th meeting between these two players. The last meeting was in Macau, in the 2nd round of Macau last year. But of course, in the All England final last year, it was 2 games, but it was very much closer than their last meeting, because in the All England final a year ago, it was 24-22, 21-18. So Erico HIROSE lives in Osaka, and of course has come back from a terrible injury. Completely tore or ruptured a hamstring when she was playing in the Philippine Grand Prix event in 2007. It happened right in front of me. I saw it happen, I heard it go, and the poor girl was in all sorts of agony. But like Vittinghus, I think has come back better and stronger after the horrendous injury problems. Paul Buffon from England, Wolfgang Lund from France, our service judge. Of course, Wang Shixian, not only former world #1, of course, the World Championships in Paris, she was a bronze medalist when she was only the number 6 seed. HIROSE, bronze medalist at the Asian Games in 2010, when her opponent of today surprised everyone by winning the gold medal.
Wang Shixian, China. And on my left, Erico HIROSE, Japan. Wang Shixian to serve, love all, play.
So the defending champion, Wang Shixian, getting this 2nd round encounter underway.
One love.
Oh, that's delightful.
2 love.
Now, on the coach's bench is Zhang Ning, I do beg your pardon. 2-time Olympic champion, there she is. Still Olympic champion, won in 2004 in Athens and again in Beijing in 2008, now in charge of the women's singles squad. Now, Auntie, what
over.
is it about Wang
1-2.
Shixian that makes her so special? Former world #1, defending champion here, because unlike her coach, she's not a very tall athlete. Of course, I remember Zhang Ning playing and using her height so well, creating lots of angles and so on, whereas Wang Shixian is only 168, that's just over 5'6". She's not playing the same style. So what is it that makes her so special?
She's just what you would call the ultimate shot player. She's got an ability, probably unlike any other lady singles player in the world, to create shots out of nowhere, and she's not afraid to do it. She's got so much confidence, and her movement around the court is exceptional. You know, being smaller, she has a better level of lower level of gravity, which enables her to move nice and fluently around the court, and she's just so deceptive, always trying to take the shuttle as early as possible.
It's gone wide.
Service over. 2-3.
And to me, and I hope this is not sounding harsh, because I don't mean it in that way at all, HIROSE is a very good athlete. She's got very good court coverage, but to me, she doesn't play with enough urgency to actually go out and start commanding the rallies. She doesn't dictate the pace enough. To me, she reacts too much what opponents are throwing at her.
It's just the general nature in which the Japanese lady singles train. I mean, I know and I've heard that they train for possibly 4 hours at a time. You know, long rallies, basically trying to run their opponents into the ground, which may work against other nations, but against the Chinese, who've got way too much to offer, you've got to take it to them as well. Of course, you want to make them tired, but you can't just allow, certainly somebody like this Chinese girl, to have freedom of shot.
Service over.
No, and I think that the game has moved on so much since it became an Olympic sport in badminton's first ever Olympics, Barcelona in 1992, and I was fortunate enough to compete there. Much more funding has come into world badminton. Governments all over the world make funding available now to badminton players through the national federations, and I think the whole level of fitness and professionalism of preparation has gone up a level. And I think you're absolutely right. I'm not sure that just being a reactive player nowadays is enough.
No, I know that the Chinese in particular have a lot of people studying matches back at home, working out opponents and the best sort of styles to beat these opponents. So when they go into every single match, they know a game plan, they know what's going to work, they expect every shot that's coming off their rackets, and that's sport in general these days. I think sport over the last 10, 20 years, a lot more science involved, and you know, players are so much more organised. You know, there's no weaknesses within a particular player's game.
Oh, that's clever.
Service over.
Using the body smash.
5-all.
We see that so often in doubles, but I personally believe it's a shot that's not used often enough in singles.
Yeah, the girls will always practice retrieving shots from down the lines. Very rarely do they practice the smash off the body, so it does catch people off guard.
Oh, found the corner. Perfect
6-5.
placement.
Brilliant use of the drift. It was almost though she sent it just outside the court, knowing that it was going to come back about 10 centimetres, causing her opponent to leave it, and then the surprise comes when it actually lands in the court.
Five.
tactics from Wang Shixian to make. She lunges deep. There's still signs that she doesn't quite trust it.
There's always that thing at the back of your mind that it could possibly happen again. And no matter how many times you practice the lunge over and over again in training, you still have that bit of doubt. And it just doesn't allow you to get that foot far enough forward to really dig out the really deep shots.
Yeah, and that was exemplified in that last rally once again, making HIROSE move the full diagonal. Not getting down low enough in the lunge position. There, tentative once again, and therefore makes an error on her net shot. So a 6-point advantage to the defending champion at the mid-game interval on a run of 7 straight points. Champion, world champion. The one title she never actually won was the All England. 3 times beaten finalist. I can remember asking her about that, and whether it was sort of a problem to her that she'd never won it. And she said no. So despite all the tradition of the All England, of course, this is the 102nd edition of the All England Championships, the oldest international tournament in badminton, and the history that goes with it makes it incredibly special. In all the players' minds, it's not just one of the premier Super Series events. Oh, this is now a run of 8 straight points.
12-5.
I think HIROSE is really struggling now with Shixian. She's got so many deceptive shots that HIROSE feels like she's got to put the shuttle right on the back line, so that it gives herself time to read the game. And she hasn't quite realised at this point in time that there is actually a drift going away from her, and she's lifted quite a lot of shots out the back of the court. She needs to obviously bring that back a bit.
Yeah, tactics are clear. The smash from HIROSE straight down the backhand side of Wang Shixian. She blocked the shuttle across court. Then, having got the lift, she's now playing the overhead angle across court to once again make the Japanese #1 player move that diagonal.
It's frightening, to be honest, because HIROSE is a very, very good player in the final here last year. And yet Shixian just has so many skills. It's quite frightening, to be honest, how easy she makes the game look.
Yeah, making HIROSE twist and turn at every opportunity. Look at that backhand side, then to the net, forehand, now sharp down to the backhand side once again. Yeah, no wonder Zhang Ning applauds. 10 straight points. Oh, it's called good. Well, I wasn't convinced with that myself.
14.
But accepted in good grace by Wang Shixian. Oof. Wow. All I can say is I'd hate to be a line judge, having to make those split-second decisions and then having the likes of you and me scrutinise it over again. I think they do a wonderful job. Oof. That was another one, very, very close. But the tactics were so good, weren't they? May have missed by a fraction, but it was the right idea.
I mean, it's incredible play all round from Shixian. It just amazes me how the Chinese girls just keep bringing them out and bringing them out, one good player after another. You know, even when you think they're drying up a little bit, out comes the next batch of great players.
Yes, and I think that's emphasised by the seeds here in the women's singles draw. 5 of the 8 seeds were Chinese players.
9-14.
Yeah, it's good length. Or perhaps just recognising herself, what you were saying a moment ago, Anthony. Just got to readjust heading towards that back line because of the drift. Oh my goodness.
Correction out.
Oh, well, I was going to say, well, the umpire there pulled a button, overruling the line judge. Well, there you go. Curse of the commentator. I've been singing the praises of the line judges. Yeah, that was out. Good overrule by the umpire. Very good umpiring. Yeah, it's always a sign that a player is in trouble in singles when they have to turn and play the backhand from deep in that backhand corner.
Like you said, Jill, she's just twisting and turning it in every direction. You know, Hirose really doesn't know whether it's going to be a soft, delicate slice or a hard smash to the body or the punch clear she used several times in that rally. So confusing.
Service over. 10-16.
Giving her some of her own medicine here. And that is the sort of thing that I personally would like to see more of from Hirose. You know, taking more initiative. She's the one that's playing the downward shots, making her opponent react to what she's throwing at her. Oh, that's wonderful, isn't it? What glorious shot.
17-10.
Just can't allow a player like Shixian to play her own game. I think that's what Rose is really doing at the moment. She's got to attack. I mean, you're better off as a player coming off of a match, having thrown everything at your opponent, rather than just allowing them to be almost too good for you.
Oh, my goodness. Swayed her body one way, hit the next shot the other. But she was so much in control of the rally.
She's got so many skills, this girl. It's incredible, to be honest. I mean, there's very, very few players in the world that can turn their wrist in the opposite direction to play a net shot within 6 inches and confuse your opponent. The skill that's needed to do that, very, very few players can do it.
Yes, and also the courage to do it, the confidence to do it, I think a big part of it. And I think at the moment, the body language of Erico Hirose is concerning for Japanese fans, because she looks to me as if she's saying, oh no, here we go again. Oh, she took it so early. Guiding the shuttle across court, not trying to be too clever, just guiding it into the open space. This is just wonderful. Great vision, seeing the gap. And she's earned herself 10 game points. And that's gone long. First time of asking, and I have to say that the defending champion Wang Shixian looking awesome in that the defending champion Wang Shixian looking awesome, using every shot in the book. And then her award, opening game, 21-10.
所以今天准备在速度往前面占很大优势。另外一个就是自己的后场依然要抢着，抢住了以后，你特别是今天这个线路打特别好，头顶对角和对拉高球对上球，很从容。今天就一会儿还是要正常保证自己的速度啊。
其实他那几个球主要是就想破坏你的节奏，他整个可能下一局他还是想用什么方法来破坏你的节奏，因为你的节奏在的时候对他威胁太大了，所以他就要破坏。
So both sets of coaches working hard with their players. I remember her as a player. Takiko Ada, former Japanese #1. So there you can see the 4 courts in action here on the second round of the main draw. Look at all the players battling today for a place in the quarterfinals tomorrow. And this particular match,
20 seconds. Court 1,
repeat of last year's final. But Wang Shixian really looking very much in control of that opening game, which she took 21-10.
Second game. Love all. Play.
Now, Anthony, I know you're not an experienced coach yet, but you have done some coaching. I know you're very much admired by your teammates for your tactical analysis. If you had been down on courtside, what would you have advised HIROSE to do here at the start of the second?
I think the only thing she can do at this stage is basically try and attack everything. I mean, Shixian has got so many shots overhead that you can't possibly give her the time to play those shots. Just like that rally there.
She can't hear you, can she?
Service over.
I could try shouting a little bit louder, but I don't want to be biased.
No. But I take your point exactly. I believe exactly the same. I think she should be more, take more initiative within the rallies. Having said that, it is alien to her natural way of playing. So, you know, this is a problem for her. It's a dilemma. What she should be doing is not what she likes doing. So does she have the courage to actually implement it? That's what we've got to see.
That's definitely something we practiced many, many times in training, was different styles. All opponents around the world will have their own style. Now, if your game is not suited to what they're bringing to the table, you have to be able to adapt something different and go outside of your comfort zone.
Service over. 2-all.
Just so accurate with all her shots, Wang Shixian. think that's the first
Service
backhand
over.
that I can remember Wang
3
Shixian playing
all.
throughout the match, and that's, for the Japanese player, is a good sign. Finally, she's got her out of position.
She's got to hustle, you know, the Chinese player a lot more. You know, this game is going to end very, very quickly unless HIROSE really does something different.
Well, she may have won the rally. One of the things I
4-3.
wonder about, because she does seem to throw in the big high serve at the onset of virtually every rally. And I wonder whether she should be trying to mix up the serve a little bit more. There's the big high serve again. From the onset, you're giving Wang Shixian the opportunity, as she did in that rally, to play
4-4.
an attacking shot. If you want to take away the defending champion's attack, why not start with a low serve?
I totally agree, Jill. This is, again, what I was saying about having different elements to your game. You know, if somebody's very, very good overhead, don't just give them the free shot at the start of the rally. But this is, again, the confidence to adapt different techniques, different tactics within a game.
Going wide. Now, that to me was the sort of rally that
Service over.
I'd certainly like to see more of
5-4.
from HIROSE.
Yes. White court,
Perfect, attacking everything. And this is the only way she's going to be able to beat this Chinese girl, and bleeding errors after she's attacked her.
yes. Thank you.
Well, she's practicing that big high serve. Oh, this is good badminton. What a wonderful rally.
6-4.
Very, very clever from the Japanese player. Starting to take the game to the Chinese girl now. It's great to see her playing shots. You know, we want to see her just sort of allowing the Chinese girl to dominate the game.
Oh, that's magnificent.
Service over.
Well, finds the line.
5-6.
The cross-court drop, played with disguise, slicing across the feathers of the shuttle. And that is perfection. Good judgment, just long.
6-all. Service over.
Yes, I have to say that
7-6.
is a good reaction there from HIROSE. Little yell of delight as she saw that she'd won the rally. Little clenched fist. She very rarely shows much emotion on court, but that really does show how fired up she is.
Service over. 7-8. Eight all.
Now once again, back level. Oof, was it? Well, I wonder, she gives the umpire a little questioning look. How many times have we seen that? The attacking shot down the HIROSE backhand side, and then immediately the angle drop shot to the forehand net. And time again, it's a winner.
The brilliant thing about the Chinese girl is she makes every single shot look exactly the same. And one shot that she does have that perhaps other girls around the world don't have is the hold punch clear. And by doing that shot, keeps your opponent quite deep in the court, and then that slice angle, every time a winner, and nearly every time it's almost landing on the line as well.
There's changing the angle once again. The obvious shot would have been the straight block, instead of which just guides it cross court, makes HIROSE have to change direction. No, right idea, but just finding the net. Back level once again. Terrific net shot. Oh, it's a very, very well-worked rally from Erico HIROSE. And she has the narrowest of possible advantages at the mid-game interval. Just 1 point in it. That was phenomenal net shot. Shuttle crawled up over the tape.
I think this really shows the advantage of having a coach in between sets. You know, HIROSE's coach has come on and definitely given her more of a game plan to be more aggressive, really try and take the game to the Chinese player. And it's actually starting to make the Chinese player question herself a little bit. A lot more mistakes in the first half of that set.
(11-10). Play.
Well, so often the first point after a mid-game interval, so crucial psychologically. I don't know about you, Anthony, but I always, after a mid-game interval or at a change of ends or whatever, just felt the next 2 or 3 points I was really going to put the pressure on.
I totally agree, Jill. It's the one time to really kind of, just after you've had a break and your opponent might be a little bit relaxed because they've had a nice drink, a little bit of cool down, and that's the time to really turn the screw and put pressure on your opponent.
There it is again. I've lost count of the number of times she's played that cross-court drop towards the HIROSE forehand side, and it's absolutely wonderful. Time and time again, it's been a winner. You've got to ask, though, Anthony, why isn't HIROSE looking for that now? Why isn't she just thinking, well, it's coming every time and I'm going to stand and look for it?
I think the frightening thing about Shixian is she can actually play the straight one as well. And that's what's really causing the problems. You know, if she was just to go running across to the other side and just stand there waiting for that one, you just know that the Chinese girl would put it straight down the line for a winner there instead.
Yeah, fair point.
Service over. 12-all.
Oh, it's landed in. Good rally.
13-12.
Well, they really are exploring all four corners of the court, both of them. Oh, yes. She read that.
14-12.
But I suppose the key was that she'd got Shixian deep into the forehand corner before she really rushed to the net. There, that one.
Definite injection of pace from HIROSE in the last 3 or 4 points. Really getting, like you say, getting the shuttle behind the Chinese player, and that is then not allowing her to play where she is very good, which is very high overhead.
Service over. 13-14.
Oh, yes, that's well taken and well placed.
Service over.
Definitely feel that HIROSE is moving a lot quicker around the court now. She's kind of working out what her opponent's trying to do to her and counter-punching.
Service
Just
over.
mistimed the shot.
14-15.
Came off the frame. Oh, what a super drop shot.
Great skill to be able to take it as
14.
late as she did overhead there and still bring it down incredibly tight. I mean, it has to go up, obviously, to start with, but to get it that tight down the net takes a lot of skill.
Yes, because she really was, as you say, off balance. She seemed to be falling backwards in court as she played the shot. And of course, all coaches will tell you you've got to be on balance when you're hitting overhead, but somehow managed to control it. Remarkable.
17-14.
Well, she's never taken a game against Wang Shixian yet.
This one's the key point. Getting that 4-point gap gives her a bit of a cushion, gives her that bit of confidence.
Oh, it's just wide.
Service over. 15-17.
Yeah, it's very good judgment from Wang Shixian. What a rally!
16-17.
Well, badminton at its very best. Two players giving it their all. The tight spinning net shot was absolutely phenomenal. Well, can't help but wonder how crucial that may prove to be. Oh, that's amazing. Well, Anthony, you
17.
identified the big point. At 17-14, you said this is the big one, this matters, and suggested that if HIROSE could have got a 4-point advantage, what a psychological advantage it would be. Suddenly, we're 17-all.
This is the difference between good players and great players. You know, there's a reason why, you know, the Chinese girl is the best player in the world at the current time, and you know, even though she's a few points down, not really worried. But that 4-point gap always gives you that cushion and that confidence. But when you're only 3 and then it obviously goes down to 2, you allow them back into the game.
It's gone wide.
Service over. 18-17.
Well, perhaps another chance now for Erico HIROSE. Low serve, interesting. Oh, magnificent.
Service over.
Well, you've said time and time again how deceptive she is, but it is quite remarkable.
There's very, very few players in any element of the game of badminton that can play the shots that she can. And under total pressure as well. You know, it's 18-all in the second set, and she can still come out with any shot she chooses and plays it with so much sort of finesse and confidence. It's very impressive.
Yeah. Crunch time. 18-all. Yeah, HIROSE has responded well.
19-18. Service over. 19-all.
Well, moved her feet so well, got behind the shuttle, did Wang Shixian,
Match point
giving herself
19.
the options. Could have smashed it cross, chose to smash straight, and with that winning smash comes up match point. Yeah, takes it first time of asking. 3 straight points from 18-19 down here in the second game to come through and take a close encounter here in the second game. 21-19.
21-10, 21-19.
Umpire confirms the score. My goodness, she really was pushed all the way in that second game. And after that, 21-10 in the opening game. All credit to Erico HIROSE, because she stuck to her gun, she fought hard, and in the end, Shixian just too good. So that means that the number 3 seed, Wang Shixian, safely through to the quarterfinals. Quarterfinals tomorrow, of course. And the first player through in that bottom section of the draw. But of course she'll play against the winner of her teammate, the number 6 seed, Zhang Yang Jiao, who's up against Sayaka Sato of Japan.